Hey, everyone, it's Dr.J, Kamal, and Spikes are live from Long Island, New York, where the weather is cool, chilly, but temperate for February.
It's a
And
very mild winter so
what
far.
matters more is how hot Wall Street got today.
Right?
The temperature,
We care about the weather in Wall Street.
the temperature in the stock exchange was about 500 degrees. It was really heated. And Nvidia he heated up everything.
Yeah. And it's all they kept talking about on CNBC. NVIDIA this, NVIDIA that.
Well, that was the topic of conversation today, no doubt. And we've been talking about it on the show, and we were a little scared of the gap. But I bought prior to earnings. Spike bought prior to earnings. Kamal was chicken, right, Kamal?
Yes, I chickened out. Guilty as charged.
But I didn't buy a lot. I just added to my position in Nvidia. I'm not selling that one. I won't even say until it reaches 1,000. Why set an arbitrary target? I do sell. I've been fooling around with SMCI. I sold a little today. I took a little off the table. I also bought PANW, Palo Alto Networks.
Palo Alto Networks.
I never owned that one. I was looking for a spot to get in. I think I found it. It hit the 200.
Yeah, well, for a long while, its fair price was around 225, and then it shot up to 375.
I sold.
And now it's about 270.
I did a lot of fooling around. I sold SPSM. I'm out of that one. That's the 600, the S&P 600.
Oh.
Or
What
maybe
did you buy for PNW? What was the
how many were in the charge of the Light Brigade? Rode the 600, right?
The road 600, yes.
So I say, yeah.
Okay.
That was a tremendous poem, that Tennyson. Who was it, Tennyson? I think it was Tennyson.
Yeah. I can look it up.
Cannons to the left, cannons to the right. Into the valley.
You had a bet. Yeah, Tennyson.
Into the valley of death rode the 600.
You had a much better education than I did.
Oh, I was an English major for 1 year.
Wow. Okay.
I had to read all that garbage. I read so much of that British stuff, Shakespeare.
Oh, that's though. Theirs was not to do or die.
Oh yeah, that's Tennyson. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that's in there. Wow.
Well, they made a movie, The Charge of the Light Brigade, didn't they? I think so.
Well, with Errol Flynn.
Before my time. Did you see it? I never saw it.
Was that the one with Errol Flynn?
I think it was Errol Flynn, but I'm not sure. Sounds like an Errol Flynn flick.
In college, we had to take something called English 101.
And we all did that, yeah.
Right. I procrastinated on that class until my junior year. Like they said, if you don't take it, you're not going to graduate. So I had to take it.
You didn't want to take it?
I didn't want to take it. I didn't like it.
Well, I was an English major, but truly, there was one reading that turned me off, and I quit. I had switched to math. You know what did it?
No.
Milton, Paradise Lost.
Oh, Milton, Paradise Lost.
Yeah. That did it.
That's not for the faint of heart. That one.
I could survive Chaucer. I could survive Shakespeare.
That's funny.
I survived a lot of these guys, but nobody did me in.
Too dry for me. Too dry.
Yeah, but on the street today, I tightened my portfolio. I actually sold a little Walmart also, and I had a bond that came due.
You sold some Walmart,
Friday,
really?
So I added some money from the Walmart sale, and I bought a bigger bond.
What made you dump on Walmart?
I figured I could get 5.5% on a short-term money Treasury.
You got plenty of other money.
Yeah, but I figured why risk Walmart? It's such a slow mover. I figured I'd rather not risk.
Well, yeah, I've been making that complaint for 3
I
years.
had a lot. I had a lot of Walmarts, so trimming seemed like it.
For 3 years, I've been lamenting Walmart's not moving off of its electronics.
Andrew, today was an excellent day, no doubt about it. It's the most I made in one day since the last most I made in one day, which we celebrated here about 6 months ago, right? We had one phenomenal
The
day.
SMCI.
Yes.
Might have been when NVIDIA blew out earnings the first time. That I don't remember what the previous really big day was. Yeah. Something. What am I getting out of it if I get a million people rich as a result of watching the show? Yeah, I don't get a single penny richer.
It's called pride.
Pride?
Pride, yeah. You feel pride. You're helping people.
Yeah, I'm proud. See, I guess so. I'm pretty proud anyway. Andrew watches. That's good enough. If Andrew gets wealthy, I'm happy. Andrew's wealthy already, so it doesn't matter. Well, all of us are pretty okay. Make a few
Wealth
bucks.
is
Right?
subjective.
You can always be richer.
Correct.
You can always be richer. Look at the greed that Bezos and
I cannot compare. I'm like, those guys really blow up the curve.
Yeah, they're so greedy. I mean, all they care about is money.
Professor Spike, you know about the curve, right?
Which curve?
He's comparing us to Bezos and
yeah.
whatever.
No, I mean, I'm happy on a day like today. I made a nice tidy amount of money, and happy over the last year and a half. The stock market did very well for me, and I'm happy to have half my money in bonds at this point. I'm content. Tandem, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to hold.
And I'm still in that one. I'm still
tough
hanging
to hold on to losers unless you really have a lot of conviction in them.
It's not conviction. It's being not so smart.
I only have two. I only have two losers in my whole portfolio out of 25 stocks, 26.
Really? I have a lot more than that.
My biggest loser right now is you.
Oh, Unity?
Unity, yeah.
Oh yeah, Unity. I don't know what to do with that one.
That's my biggest loser right now. My biggest winner is Amazon because I have the most.
And you haven't really bailed out of Amazon.
I bailed a little.
Yeah, I want you to go over Amazon today. I think it's gonna break. It's gonna make new highs.
Oh, by the way,
new.
I think Josh Brown, I believe he said 1% chance that only that this quarter tech will make new highs. He said something like that, right?
Dr.J,
yes.
And
you guys were agreeing with him.
When guys go on TV and make these kind of statements, I'm sure it's not exactly what he said. He must have hedged a little bit, right? They know how to cover themselves, but to make outrageous statements like that. And I the furthermore, he said 50% chance for the year that it made new highs. The highs are in for tech.
50-50 means nothing.
Now, did the Qs make a new high? Is he already wrong? Did the Q make a new high?
Well, I know my SQs are they're not at a record low, but they're pretty low.
Well, you have no right to come on this show and talk about SQs.
I still own a lot of them, and I keep buying more because I keep waiting for that.
No. The more I say no, the more you glutton you are for punishment. First of all, you don't buy 2 times anything. And you don't buy 2 times a loser. One of the biggest losers. I mean, I'm loaded up with Qs and you're in SQs.
Yep.
Give me a break.
Oh, one of us will be right.
On IWM, of all the indices to be in, that's the crappiest.
Where is it now? That one's where's it should have dipped over 198 again.
Yeah, but you don't want that to be, you don't want to be long IWM and short the Qs. Makes no
That's
sense.
true. That's true.
Why don't you clean it up and get rid of the Qs, SQs? Don't buy the Qs, just get rid of the SQs.
Right. Okay.
Buy some Hershey's candy with it or something.
Yeah, right. With what little I have left, I'll buy a beer.
Hershey's stock. You'll be better off.
Right. I'll buy a beer with how
Yeah,
much my SQs are worth.
Yeah.
So the spy recorded an all-time high today.
Yep.
So, there you go. He's wrong already because SPY is led by tech. So he's wrong already.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what he said because I don't want to misquote him, but he said something to that effect.
Well, I hope you guys aren't catchy.
I believe that he said something to that effect because I only read about it. I didn't hear him say it. So my information is third hand, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just in case he didn't say it, I want to absolve myself of all guilt. So as always, do your own due diligence. Watch the show if you want to get richer. Watch the show if you want to get poorer as well. Go either way. No matter what you want to do, watch the show because we have a lot of good stuff we talk about when we get done talking about nonsense like we're doing now.
Right.
But talking about the nonsense is more fun. You just the mouth moves and words come out, and it's more fun than talking about anything real. Well, the trading stocks is not real anyway.
It's just another way of gambling.
Yeah, it's just another way. And my wife thinks just because I'm in the 8 out of 10 best moving S&P companies in the world, in the country, whatever, in the S&P, that I'm very conservative and I'm not a gambler. But she don't know that everything is a gamble.
Yeah, it's true.
Everything. So let's take a look. Speaking of that, let's look at some of the charts.
Can we start with Amazon?
Sure, whatever you want.
Thank you.
I got to go into share screen, guys.
Yep.
Because, I don't move too fast. Dr.J is slowed up, like Biden.
Your body doesn't move as fast as that mind of yours.
Biden, I watched Biden walk. He don't walk too fast. Him and I could have a nice stroll together.
Right.
Okay. So you want Amazon?
Yeah, it's reaching a level.
Can we look at MicroStrategy first?
Okay, fine.
The reason I just happened to be looking at it earlier, I wanted to add here because we have a nice bear flag that I sketched out. You see it?
What? You see a flag? What?
Do you see the bear flag? We have a long what do you call flag? And nice little flag right here.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Okay.
So I'm thinking just about ready to break out. If it breaks out, I think we come back up to the 800 level. So I think tomorrow I'll be adding a little MicroStrategy, especially if I can get it a little bit cheaper. I own a lot of it, but I'll probably add a little anyway. You wanted me to do Amazon, right?
Right. I just want to see if it's going to do a breakout or not.
Amazon.
Hitting that level.
Pretty good day today.
Yes, true.
Let me go into the yearly. No, the yearly. There we go. And I want to clean these lines. They're bothering me.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're bothering me. They shouldn't bother me, but they're bothering me. So, all right. So no, it didn't break the high, but it came close.
Right. It
You
keeps
want to break this high. Right now we're like flirting with a double top. You want to go above 175.39. You want to go to like to 178 for clearance for not further run to 200. I'm pretty convinced Amazon will be 200 sometime this year, if not higher. Like Amazon. I mean, I didn't really sell some Amazon. I got called away from me, so I went with the flow, you know. But it's got a beautiful upward trend line. I can see it without even drawing it. Try drawing it. Look at this off of the 200. It did that. Beautiful little trend line, and it's finding resistance right about where it stopped today.
Yeah, around 175 and some change.
Yeah, so there's a little resistance here at the top, and you want to you hope that this bottom will hold at 164. That's a key level now for
Right.
Amazon. Otherwise, you'd probably get a gap fill if it doesn't hold. You see, that's when you're most likely to get your gap fill when the support breaks down off of the gap up, then you're likely to get that gap fill. But as long as it stays above that 165, no gap fill, just up and away. It can come back down to 165 and still run. But if it goes to 163, it's very likely to fill the gap here at, where is it, 158 or whatever it is. Close at, I do the close, 155. Some people or most people look at the high, but I'm a believer in gap fills to the close. It's kind of like the way I draw my trend lines. I believe that this wicks count. Some people don't believe that the wicks count. It's whatever makes you happy, so to speak. All right, so Amazon is right now, Kamal, trading range. You want to see it take out to 175. So I wouldn't be shocked if it pulls back to 165, but if it breaks 175 with conviction, 200 for Amazon. And let's take a look now at.
That's long term. I'm thinking tomorrow, actually. I'm thinking tomorrow is going to break 175.
You're thinking tomorrow? I'd rather be short than long if I'm thinking tomorrow. Because without a break, even if it pokes its head above, could come back down, and you have a gap fill the day before.
Yeah.
That gap fill is at 169.
170, right?
Yeah. So you're at the top of the channel. Some people like to short the top of the channel. Some people want to wait for it to cross over and then go long. But to go long before it crosses over, I don't think so. So we'll wait for it to take this out, then go long. In my opinion.
Okay.
Of course, our opinion is strictly our own, not investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting because they know a lot. They're certified. And when you're certified, you can make 8% instead of 40% by buying cues, right?
They teach you hedging language.
That's what the certification does.
Yeah, it teaches you the hedging language.
Look at the beautiful spies, a thing of beauty. Isn't that a thing of beauty?
It certainly is.
I just love looking at it. Thing of beauty. Any comment about the spies, Kamal?
No, I think it's going to keep going up. I mean, with the momentum of NVIDIA and everybody else, it's going to go up for the next at least couple of days or weeks.
Make that months. Make that months. I don't see any pullback in store until the first bank collapses.
Right.
Whenever that is. Or somebody throws a nuclear bomb, God forbid.
Right.
Or China goes into Taiwan or something. That's not happening. I'm convinced it's not happening. I'm probably wrong. They'll go in tomorrow. No, I know when they'll go in. After I buy Baba.
Right after you buy Baba, right?
After I buy Baba, they'll go in. How about QQQ? We haven't looked at that in a long time. QQQ. Did the Qs make a new all-time high today? No, it looks close. It was 439.14, and today it hit 439.12. Missed by 2 cents. Does 2 pennies matter, Kamal?
No, I'll give it away. 2 pennies, no biggie. But that's a big gap there, right?
Yes, it is. You have the similar gap with Amazon, but not quite as big.
Right. I think the momentum is going to keep going tomorrow. I mean,
Probably.
everything was great today, and tomorrow most likely is going to be a green day.
I took a little profit today on SMCI, but just a little. All right. So the Qs have the potential to make new all-time highs, 2 pennies away today, or it could come back, fill this gap at like 4.25.
It will, but not tomorrow.
Okay. I'll go along with you on that. It will, but not tomorrow. Tomorrow we go higher.
Yep.
I mean, everybody's been so jubilant today. There's no reason why that momentum shouldn't continue.
Bitcoin, it opened at the high of the day, and it gave back, closed just below where it opened, almost a doji. The bullish candle, it's trading in the middle of its new range, 1575-ish. 51,575-ish. Actually closed at 51,637, up 0.84%. Again, this looks like trading range, could be for a while. You know how Bitcoin gets when it gets into the trading range. It just does it for a while. It does its thing before breaking out. I think it breaks north when it breaks, but keep an eye on Bitcoin. Mara, let's look at Mara. I don't think I did chart it. Mara has a beautiful upward trend line. It looks like a time to buy because it came back down to that trend line today. And sure enough, bounced, didn't it?
How did you figure out that trend line?
Just a lot of hits, about 4 hits that I count, at least. It looks like the main trend line for the last 6 months. Let's look at the last year. Doesn't continue, but for the last 6 months, that looks like the main trend line. You got a better line?
No, I'm just wanted to learn. That's all.
No, it just looks like the most hits. No other reason. And we have a failed rally attempt at 29.88, trying to take out the high of 31.30. But I think the next time I think we're about to re-challenge these highs. So I think Mara, if it short term, looks pretty good. I think I'd rather be in MicroStrategy, but Mara looks pretty good.
Okay. Andrew, the answer is no for me. I would actually buy if it went below 180. He asked about IBM.
What's that?
Andrew asked about IBM, whether or not I'd stop out if it went below 180, and I'd said no. I'd look for that as an opportunity to buy in more.
Well, you have the gap fill to worry about on IBM, right? If I recall.
Yeah, take a look real quick. This is one of my set and forget stocks.
This is a nice triangulation.
I'm not worried about that.
Mara is triangulating. It may take a while. I think it's going to hit that $30 area and probably not go through it until it does, because Bitcoin is in trading range. Unless Bitcoin breaks out, this won't either. So I see it up and down for Mara. I like the timing of this. Breakout in April with the halving. Very well could happen. Mara. Breakout in April. That's how I see Mara. IBM, I charted it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
There it is.
we are in a little bit of a downslide, and there's a chance that we could fill the gap. If we fill the gap, that would take us to about 174.
I trimmed a little at the beginning of this one, at the beginning of the jump.
But this looks like
I'm actually looking for an opportunity to get back in again.
This looks like a nice possible bottom at 178 also. So we may the initial support is that low, 178. If it goes below that, you're looking at the gap.
You can look at something as low as 160.
I like IBM to turn it around, but the question is where. How about the 50? That would be below the gap fill.
Yeah, around 160. Yeah, so that's
it really looks like IBM wants to go down now, continue going down. It just has that look. But I will buy more at 175, 170.
Yeah, okay, right. That's the way I feel. I'm not buying any now.
No, if it gets there, I'll buy more. IBM is a winner for me. I wouldn't mind adding to it. And NVIDIA, wow.
NVIDIA had a weird a weird last 3 or 4 days.
It certainly broke out of this trading range, didn't it? 745 was the old high. Now it's 785. Tremendous. I'm scared to sell this one. I keep telling you that. I'm scared to sell. I'm scared even to trim. I added a little. Scared to trim. I'm SMCI. I'm not scared to trim because it usually comes back down. This one, hard to get it down. If it comes back down to 661, where we were looking to get in the other day, grab it.
For some reason, I think it's way overpriced. I mean, its market value.
NVIDIA?
Yes, it's $2 trillion company. I mean, that's a lot of money.
And Microsoft is 3 trillion. That's not a lot.
Well, Microsoft has been around for.
Yeah, exactly. Microsoft. You could trust Microsoft at that level.
I
sort of
just
like when Netflix,
a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, I think.
Do you want to counterbalance this with ADM? Because ADM has a slightly more interesting chart.
What's that?
ADM.
What symbol?
AMD. I'm sorry, AMD.
AMD.
Yeah.
Today is Thursday, February 22nd. Also, I can provide you with this weekend's upcoming weather.
Alexa, shut up.
Would you like me to do that?
No.
Looking at AMD.
So my feeling with NVIDIA is buy any dip. I think support 745. It will be support. You can buy it at 745. It's probably going to 1,000. And if it goes lower, you just average in. I think you have to own AMD. I mean, not AMD. You have to own NVIDIA. And you probably should own a little SMCI as well. as of course, I'm very much big tech oriented. I bought some PANW on the dip today. Chart that in a minute.
Yeah, you already made a couple points on that one.
Yeah, we're knocking on the all-time high door on this one.
Yeah, we are. I mean, this one is a little bit more uncertain in terms of its, than.
Isn't this Avis as opposed to Hertz?
We would think, right? They just don't have. They don't have, at least in terms of the play. They're not there yet, kind of thing. In
Aren't
terms of the AI chip.
allegedly they're about 6 months to a year behind,
Right. Exactly.
whatever that means.
I mean, it looks like there's a nice opportunity on this one to get in about 165, 170.
It doesn't look like a good opportunity to get in now, unless you believe Kamal momentum will carry over tomorrow and make new highs. But you could say the same thing about Amazon, AMD, and others. Even the Qs, we're knocking on the door to new all-time highs. Maybe Kamal is right, and tomorrow we make new highs, or maybe we back off a little. I think after a day like today, we back off a little.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm very bullish, but I think, they don't go straight up. So breather. Today like today, a day like today, you got to digest your gains. Even I need a little Alka-Seltzer today. My stomach is rumbling. I mean, it rumbles on big winning days just as much as it does on losing days.
Yeah, no, you don't want to give it all back.
Different reason to rumble, but look at this solid support area.
Yeah, 162. Right?
Yeah, solid. It was there just 2 days ago, just yesterday. You could have bought it at the support. Yeah, it was a great pickup yesterday.
I bought the stock at $11 and I sold it at like 15.
What did you buy 11 to 15?
AMD.
IMD. That's a long
Oh,
time.
you did it.
Yeah, about 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah, you're talking a long time ago. I bought Amazon at 20 and sold it at 25. So.
I thought I did very well back then.
I bought Apple at 2 and sold it at 4. So what does that prove?
It proves you're old.
It proves that I was a fool to sell it at 4. Okay, when Steve Jobs returned, I bought some, and then I took my profit, And I haven't been in it for a long time until a couple of years ago. Got back in. Apple is one of my big 5 positions. I'm not sure whether it rates number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, but it's up there.
You're going to try that CMI just to talk about it?
Yeah, definitely.
And then CRSP before we head out?
Yeah, crisp and ibrx. I'm making the only biotech I'm actually making money on is ibrx. CRSP though is one that's really flying now. $86. Beautiful little move, parabolic move.
Yeah, it is parabolic.
Yeah.
That's something to worry about or no?
No reason to pull back. Not yet. You got to look at the 5-year chart to get a reason. There's no reason. There's no reason for it to pull back. Technically, it could run to 160. Could double from here. Momo. Maybe this should be the second biotech that I hold on to for a while. Also today, what moved up was the one I sold. What was that? Moderna.
I'm still holding Moderna.
Didn't it pop today?
I don't know. It's been disappointing over the last month or so. Maybe today did
had better than expected results, right? Earnings or whatever. Had a nice pop today, back to where I bought it. I think I sold it 8 points lower.
Yeah, no, I was happy about this a couple months ago.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Maybe
But right now you're looking at the 5-year.
maybe it
1
looks
year,
good.
the 1 year
Maybe
looks a little more reasonable.
maybe it looks good. How about the one I own?
When you own ibrx.
Had a good move today. I'll take it. Decent looking candle. But it did not break resistance, did it? So just like Amazon, just like AMD, just like the Qs, it's another stock banging on the door. So Kamal, either they're all going to go up or they're all going to back down tomorrow. That's what I think. A lot of potential swing trades. I don't know if I like them north or south for the moment, but they're potential. I'd rather wait for the breakout before I went long at this point. So I don't short stocks, so I would wait, and if it breaks out further, continue. Maybe go long for a swing. But for now, I will probably look to add at what should be support at about 492. So this line, 492, should be support on Immunity Bio, which I'm in at 4. What did I buy this at? 450? I don't remember. Something like that, right? You'll have to look back on a previous.
Yeah, well, it's certainly somewhere in that upward trend.
Yeah,
You're not losing. You're not losing.
I think I paid 450, 455, something like that. Doing okay with this one. So that's it. Is there any other requests or anything?
Only AT&T went down today.
What?
AT&T went down today.
Did it because of what happened yesterday?
There's some sort of outage. Massive
Yeah,
There was an
outage.
There was an outage in the wireless network.
Yeah, the Chinese are playing games with us.
Probably.
So we dipped down today because of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it held the low from 2 weeks ago. It closed above that 1657 low. You know, I'm not a big AT&T fan, but if I wanted to own it, I would take a chance buying it right about now. So
Are they're not still holding all of those? They dumped all that Warner Brothers stuff, right?
is there anything else?
I think they dumped all that. So there's no reason to hold them as far as I'm concerned.
Amazon,
No, I think we're good. No, nobody in the audience has made any requests.
no problem.
All right. Well, let's see if Kamal is right in terms of the Mo. We should have a lot of good sentiment going into the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we could have a banner day tomorrow or not. I'm undecided. You know.
Yeah, that was the question before about we had about IBM.
Yeah,
We're all still bullish IBM.
I'm not looking to sell it. I'm looking to add to it.
Yeah, no, I was looking for my opportunity.
Now, of course, the quantum play is long term, and IBM is just one of a few big players. Also,
the ones you picked are still doing okay.
Also, big names that are in the quantum play are Google and Microsoft and Honeywell and others. Of course, IonQ is a pure play, IonQ.
Right. And the other one, QBTS, D-Link, they're done very well.
QUBT, these are all pure plays. So who's going to win the quantum race, I don't know. Also, the quantum computing may actually hurt NVIDIA. I'm not sure ultimately they're going to use silicon.
You know, but right. But ultimately, going forward, we got a long way to go.
We might be using diamond crystals.
Yeah. D-Wave is all over the place.
Maybe we'll be using a hardy form of lettuce. I don't know what we're going to use.
I was always thinking water, but
Water.
you know, it was some sort of fluid.
Kamal is amused by all this. Science,
I always thought if you wanted to go analog, you would use fluid.
science fiction, huh, Kamal?
Yes.
But you know,
I almost believe anything nowadays.
right, within 3 to 5 years, it's possible. All right, ciao. Good luck trading. See you guys on Monday, right?
Bye, oh yeah.
Good
Ciao.
night.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe.